my name is Tanya, and I am a second, almost third year jet from England. I teach at a high-level senior high school, and today I'm going to tell you about my Rakugo lesson.
Alright, no. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, third time's the charm. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about Japan. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about Japan.
Why is this so hard?
Why don't we skip this bit? I'll do it later. Liar! Welcome back to my Real ALT lesson series, and today with us we have Tanya, who I'm sure you maybe recognize if you've seen some of my past videos. Tanya has talked about her school a little bit on my channel before in various videos, but if this is the first time you've heard about it, do you want to run the people through your general school situation?
My school in the Hanshin area is the top in academics, so that's not just English, it's math, science, and so on. So a lot of the kids, when they come to my school, they're very studious. They're like top 10, top 20 of their junior high. As for my classes, 15 classes a week, all of the first years, so 1年生, and one class of the third years. In my particular case, I teach the same class 12 times, which means the Monday kids pour a little out for them because they get the worst version of the class. The Friday kids think I'm an absolute professional because I have done the same class 12 times and I don't hesitate, I know the exact timings and so on. Monday, nah. Before Corona, each class was 50 minutes and now they're all 45 minutes. And I have been teaching in the new schedule for probably 4 or 5 weeks, and I still could not tell you when first period starts and finishes, or when lunchtime starts and finishes.
So what is the topic of your lesson?
Okay, so the very first topic is Rakugo.
Do you want to tell the people what that is?
It is a very traditional style of Japanese comedy, or more like storytelling, but they say comedy because Japanese people have terrible sense of humor. Rakugo!
So it's interesting that your topic for your English class is a Japanese cultural thing.
Probably a lot of you will find when you come to Japan and you start teaching English is that the topics that you get in your textbook, if you have a textbook, some of you will not. A lot of the topics you teach in your textbook will be teaching students how to explain to the rest of the world why Japan is great, which means a lot of the topics will be like, oh, Japanese cultural thing, or oh, this is how this has affected Japan. You're using this textbook, which I quite like a lot, and you can tell it's not all about Japanese stuff because there's a little white girl on the cover, and Japan loves little white children. Whereas this one, Polestar, is a piece of shit that we had to use for the last 2 years. But this year they have changed to little white girl on the book, so we don't need this one anymore. My class has gone from English expression to English communication. What does that mean? I don't know. Don't worry about it. But my teachers told me this is very important. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. The main difference between Little White Girl book and the one I just yeeted over there is that instead of having a week-by-week grammar point, we have some topics. It's got a kind of even mix of Japanese stuff and foreign culture stuff. For me, the textbook is more of like a signpost. Signpost of what exactly we're going to do. From what I understand with the JTEs, because they use this textbook as well to teach the grammar, my class is a good way to bridge the grammar that they've learned, the topic that they learned, and how to use it. So it's kind of bringing everything together in a very cohesive way. So the reason that I did Rakugo is because the very first lesson has Rakugo in English. We already knew from the get-go that we're only going to have about 3 weeks to do Rakugo. I decided at the end of 3 weeks, I want my students to perform English Rakugo. I am going to give them some stories because, let's be honest, ain't no one got time to be writing no story in a second language.
Yeah.
Because there are 3 things in this book, words, expressions, and actions, I decided to come up with 3 activities that they had to do before they could practice their Rakugo. First lesson, they watch a video of Tozaburo Yanagiya.
Hi, my name's Tozaburo Yanagiya.
Specifically, they listen to him explain Rakugo. Because he's Japanese, he speaks very simple English, and most importantly, his video had subtitles. I usually just play the first half of the video. I think it's about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. It's not so long. And I will ask them, have you ever seen Rakugo? If you have seen Rakugo, please put your hand up. And then my JTE will go around, she or he will pick up, it's like, oh, when did you see Rakugo? It's like, what did you think of Rakugo? And it helps the students relax quite a lot. That will take about 5 minutes. It's a very easy warm-up. With a lot of my students, they're very monotonous, they have no gestures, and when they do a presentation, they often stand with their hands behind their back and they look sad.
Yeah.
They look sad or they look like soldiers.
Like I just did interview tests and I did practically a whole lesson on delivery and just sounding like you don't want to die.
Basically, yeah. I do some expression practice. Jakub, do you know how hard it is to practice expressions when everyone is wearing a mask? So basically I have different phrases, like good morning or are you serious? With good morning, I show them what it looks like when it's neutral. You know, that's how you do when you're tired. It goes down at the end, right? And if you're happy, it goes up. And I ask JT, is like, how do you say good morning when you're happy? And then she'll be like very extra and be like her eyes open. That usually makes the students laugh and relax a bit. We just go through different phrases and I get them to try and do it in different ways if they're tired and so on. I chose the sentence, are you serious? Because depending on tone, it changes the meaning of that sentence quite a lot. For me, it was important for the students to understand if you don't control your tone, expressions, gestures properly, you are going to upset someone.
So the majority of the lesson is spent doing the expression practice.
Yeah, anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes long. And then after that, I will give them their Rakugo sheets. I split them into 6 groups. I'll give this group one story, this group one story, this one. And I'll tell them, please read the story together. Make sure you understand the English and the Japanese. In 2 or 3 weeks, you're going to perform your Rakugo to each other, so you need to practice your pronunciation. And that will be maybe the last 15 minutes of the class, something like that. First lesson, done. First lesson is predominantly about expressions. The second lesson is about actions. And to do that, we get to use fans. Fans.
Oh, that's for me. Okay.
Fans. It doesn't end. It's fans. Keep going.
Oh my god, wait.
The Rakugo storyteller, he or she will play multiple characters, which means they have to show these different characters by turning their heads, changing their voice, changing their gestures, and so on. They also have 2 tools at their disposal, which is a fan and a cloth or handkerchief.
For example, chopstick, or a pen, or letter, or spoon, and so on.
So these things are very accessible to Japanese students, and because we're starting in June, which is the middle of Japan's shittiest season, hot and sweaty mum spaghetti season, most of them will have their own handkerchief already, and some of them at home they'll have fans. So I thought, okay, I'll just tell the students to bring it in. Here you go. We don't have time to stop.
Oh my god, how many fans did you bring?
Enough!
Enough for what?
Class!
But didn't you tell the kids to bring in their fans?
And did they? Nah. I showed them the video again with Mr. Tozaburo Yanagiya and I asked them to focus on how he uses his fan to do stuff. One of the activities I get the students to do is one student will look at the board and the other 3 students will close their eyes and I will show them something on the board. And then that student has to act it out to their friends and their friends have to guess like, oh, you're this.
Kind of like charades.
It's basically charades, but with Rakugo stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that actually primes them quite well. What I try to do is I try to use phrases or characters or both from the stories that they're going to be given, so that they already have a little bit of an idea of like how they can do this and this and this. They're not going straight in blind. It's for me to suss out how long it takes. I can make it shorter or longer depending on how easy the kids take it or how fast the first half of the lesson has gone. And afterwards I give them maybe about 10 minutes to think of some gestures to use of their fan and their cloth. You need to get better at doing that.
I got my electric fan, girl. I don't need one of those.
They don't use electric fans, they're Rakugo! After that 10 minutes, they do rock, paper, scissors, and one student will take it in turns to read the story out and perform it to their little group. And they're already comfortable because they all know the story, they all know what to expect. And afterwards, I will give them a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All of the 4s sit on this table, all of 2s sit on this table, 3 sit on this table. And the way that works is that you now have a group of 6 students who all have a different story. And in the last 15 minutes, each of these stories should take no longer than maybe 2 or 3 minutes to tell. So 15 to 20 minutes is how much they need at the end to tell their story, and they will perform their story to each other. They'll ask each other, oh, what's the punchline, so on and so on. And it's a really good way for them to see different stories, try and guess like what the story is, and they can listen to each other speaking English, which is super, super important, because all the time that they hear English, it's coming from me. I'm super good at it, and that can really freak them out. But if they're talking to their friends, they're listening to their friends, they prime each other to pick up on mistakes, to become more comfortable, and so on. That will be like the last Rakugo lesson where they perform to each other.
I think for me the most interesting part was just hearing about teaching about Japanese culture in English, which was interesting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, excellent. Thank you very much for sharing with us today, Tanya. I'll link Tanya's Instagram and stuff below so you can check that out. If you enjoyed this video, you found it useful, then give it a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, then do subscribe. I think this is the fifth or sixth video in this series of videos. So
If you just want to see more of me, just comment my name in the comments. It's cool.
Oh, I tell you what I'll do. I'll link below previous videos with Tanya.
Oh, Christ,
That's
okay.
what I'll do. But you know, actually, one of the first videos that I made was like it was either application advice or interview advice, and that's one of my most viewed videos. It's with you.
I'm what the kids call famous.
Anyway, okay, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.